Oh, okay.
Okay. How long has your family been in East Aurora, and what brought them here?
My dad, we lived in East Aurora for 10 years, back in the late 50s. My dad was working at Fisher Price. He was the office manager. And we lived on Church Street, which was a little street with a J, and we were living on the bottom of the J, right across the street from Fisher Price. My dad walked to work.
Okay. What was it like growing up here?
Well, wonderful. I mean, kids are going to be kids everywhere, but I remember noticing, as I reflect, very few acts of real cruelty out of the kids. The idea, just the way we were brought up, we had all kinds of weapons and guns and bows and arrows. We had all kinds of weapons around, and the idea of hurting an animal was just not there with these kids. And this was a big neighborhood. There were a lot of kids, and it would be like they just, could be cutting with each other and knock each other out, but the idea of really hurting anybody with a weapon was just out there. It's just impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see that today too in East Aurora. People
Really?
are just very good and very nice overall,
I mean, kids would get into fights all the time, and nobody ever picked up a club or anything. That would have been like, what's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Did you go to school at East Aurora?
Went to East Aurora Middle School.
Did you go to the high school as well? Or?
No, I left right after 9th grade.
Ninth grade. Okay.
Yeah, went to Orchard Park.
Went to Orchard Park. Okay.
Very different school.
Yeah. Yes, it is. So what brought you back to East Aurora after?
Something about it just haunted me in a good way. I just wanted to live here. And I've lived in different places, and when a job opened up back near East Aurora at the Gow School teaching English, took it like that. I just wanted to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very awesome. What were the big businesses back then in town?
Well, Fisher Price. I think Moog was just starting out. But, East Aurora is not really a suburb in a way. Maybe it is now, but when I was growing up, East Aurora was not a suburb the way Orchard Park was. Orchard Park was really a commuter suburb for Buffalo. East Aurora did have people that worked in the city, but we had a lot of employment here. We were smaller. But a lot of people who lived in East Aurora worked here. Mm-hmm. Barbers and retail and, maybe smaller companies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Main Street, did they have a lot of stores like they do today, or
Oh, yeah.
was it any different with like the railroads or anything?
Well, we've lost a few of our classic buildings, some of which I don't remember, and it's a tragedy. We lost a wonderful Italianate restaurant pub on Main Street. We lost a major hotel. It was before I got here, but we lost a major hotel down at the Circle. We've not done a very good job with the East End, looking out for historic buildings. We've done a lousy job. We've lost the East End. But one thing I do remember, there was lots more trees, particularly where we grew up on Church Street, Pine Street area. Right behind Church Street, the whole interior of the block that was composed of like Riley, Church, and forget the cross street, but that whole little block was forested in the middle. We had woods behind our house. Kids were always running around in the woods playing. And where Fisher Price is now, that's expanded quite a bit. It was basically undeveloped land over there. Very hilly. I remember running around back there like crazy.
Wow.
Way more trees, woods.
4 months. Okay, should be good. Yeah, I don't need to, so that's perfect. I can do a little more.
Okay, so
you need?
I think so.
I wanted to find the oldest guy that could still talk and put him on. And, I remember.
all right, let's see. I mean, it's like we could do half an hour,
Yeah, we
so
could.
it's well. Let's see if I can figure out if it recorded. Let's see here.
I'm surprised you didn't want to ask about either Roycroft or about settlement.
I would have totally done it if we had more time. It's just like,
well,
I wish you would have given us more time.
It's really a disappointment because they said 2 to 3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And we went to 4.
Do you feel like taping 1 or 2 more and just seeing? Maybe if you've got the capacity to edit, you might
that's
find
a good
one you
idea.
like better.
That's true.
Let's
Should we do one about the Roycroft?
Yeah, well, let me just ask you this right now. Yeah, let's do that, but, is there anything you have questions about? Because there's stuff you have, like, for example, one thing she's supposed to cover is, like, how...
Well, I have to come up with my own questions, though. I don't...
Right.
I can't take things from the project.
But I just mean, like, well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, we can do another section, and you can decide what you want to cover in it, but, like, there's certain areas of her project she's supposed to cover, and you might be able to give her some hints, like, she has to I guess you have to research, like, how this place was settled and stuff like that.
Right.
And Mason might be able to, you know, help you with that. He might know something.
I've got a couple of really interesting ideas about that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so do you
Alright.
want to record... What should I,
But you
ask
can ask
for the
what-
major questions?
I think a good question would be, what do I know
Mm-hmm.
About the settlement
Okay,
of East Aurora, the earliest days.
okay. Let's do that.
All right.
That should go on. We can talk about it for 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, that should be fine.
Yeah, and if you know, first of all, let me just make sure we're getting something here. So, so
Yeah,
it's
that's
picking up
good.
nice. Okay.
Looks like it works.
That's
Alright.
good.
So like
Okay.
if, you know, if it's got background noise or if you can't understand, but that's good. So, you know, I mean, I don't, it's like anything, you have to do this the first time, you know, the first time you use something, something important. So let's see if I
Alright, so let me just make sure my question's right. So what do you know about settlement in East Aurora?
Well, I think a good question would be,